what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Jim of All Trades channel, Sunday Night Charts with Jim. What's going on, guys? How's it going? Welcome to the channel, and I see a bunch of you are waiting for me. Sorry about the delay, but you know I'm a NFL fan, and wanted to watch and see who's going to the Super Bowl. I live in Michigan these days. Been here for about a year and a half now, and everybody around here are Lions fans, so thought I would root for the Lions tonight, though I really do like the 49ers as well. I like Brock Purdy and what they're doing over there in San Francisco, so that's a lot of fun. So it ought to be a fun Super Bowl with the Chiefs in San Francisco. That ought to be fun. The Chiefs are where we were living in Missouri for a while, so it's going to be a fun Super Bowl this year. I like the two teams going. I kind of wish the Lions were going just for the sake of Michigan. They're due. They are due. But anyway, yeah. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm here to share my thoughts from an Elliott Wave perspective, looking at Bitcoin. We're going to look at the whole crypto market, see where they're going. We're going to also compare that with the DXY as well as the S&P and the NASDAQ and traditional markets, and see if we can kind of put all the pieces of the puzzle together, figure out where the market might be heading. But here, let me explain to you one thing. I'm a technical analyst looking at the charts. I believe everything you need to know is in the charts. It's not fundamental. Fundamentals are though they are important, they tell you the big picture over years to come, but not really the immediate time frame. What we want to see is wave structure. What is the wave structure telling us? So we're going to analyze the wave structure, give you some rational technical analysis. I'm not a moon boy, not a bear boy, about as neutral as can be. What are the waves telling us? That's what we want to look at. But I am not a financial advisor. So do not base your financial decisions on my opinions or what I'm thinking the waves are doing. You need to know how to trade, guys. And if you need to learn how to trade, I invite you into my Discord, where I teach people how to manage their emotions and their psychology with good risk management so they can make wise decisions with their money. So anyway, if you want to learn how to trade and how to invest your money properly, managing those emotions, I invite you into the Discord. That's what that's for. Tonight, we're just chilling out with the charts, guys. We're just looking at the charts, kind of saying, what's the wave structure telling me as of right now with the information I have available. I could be wrong in my conclusions and what I believe might happen, and I could be right. I have a good track record of finding tops and bottoms, but at the end of the day, timing is super hard. So I want to warn you about making trade decisions based on anything I say tonight. With that said, as long as you understand the ground rules and what we're doing and what we're not doing, what I'm doing and what I'm not doing, let's jump into the charts and have some fun. All right, there we go. Hey, Jason, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I really do. That means a lot. I tell you what, my channel's been a little stagnant in growth, partly because I used to make content every day of the week, and now I rarely make content anymore as far as the week is concerned. I don't know. I'm focusing so much on my Discord that I just don't have the energy for regular content on YouTube. One of these I've been trying, guys. I've been trying to drum up the motivation to do regular videos, but life just gets in the way, and I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. But if you guys want the content consistent and regular, you got to join the Discord. You get a live trading session in the morning with a video of my daily thoughts of where the market's going, and then you get an evening update every day, 2 videos every day, or 2. You'll never be wondering what I think. Let's just put it that way. So if you need that on a regular basis, come on in. Man, I really thank you, AK09. Appreciate it. I'm not the man, but I do love Elliott for sure, and I do love looking at the charts. And thanks, guys, for the kind words. I really appreciate it. Sean Silvestro, Purdy on the 49ers, said his identity isn't a football player. It's in Christ. Man, I love that. I didn't realize he was a believer. That makes me so happy. That's awesome to hear. Well, thanks again, Jason, for those kind thoughts. Appreciate it. Yeah, Kimosabi, he's my man. He's my main man there. And Seth, if he's around, he's another of my main men. And they make my Discord an amazing place to be. Those guys are awesome. And I really appreciate you. If I haven't said it lately, I say it again. Jay, Crypto Fever, what's up, my brother? That's the guy who takes care of my Twitter for me. He's my man in England over there. I really appreciate him as well. Lee Berger's been around for years and years. Good to see you, buddy. Evo, good to see you. Christian, see you there. Johnny English, he's been around for years. Camel Teabag, from the very beginning, I believe Camel Teabag's been around. So good to see you. You guys are all faithful watchers. Keith M., of course, he's a faithful guy. Usually the first to comment. Daniel L., what's up, man? Good to see you. And there's Pierre P. Good to see you, buddy. All right, guys. With this, with that said, shall we? Yeah. Oh, there's Steven. There's Hugo Calories. Good to see you, man. Let's jump in. Let's jump in. Do you guys want to see me? I guess you most people. I get. Let's see. I'll turn my video on here. Activate. There I am in all of my glory. I don't have a whole lot of glory, but the Lord does for sure, and I bear His name. So in that case, I will reflect His glory. All right. With that said, let's jump in, guys. Let's look at the chart. What do I think is happening right now? We could have a 5 wave off the top here, guys. So we could have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's one way to look at that. That's a possible count. The 1 does not overlap. The 1 does not overlap the 4, so that could be an impulse wave. But the funny thing is, it also could be a 3-wave move. You can count that as an ABC as well. I'm just giving you a little micro analysis before I jump into the macro, guys. If this helps your trading in the immediate, that could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks like a nice ABC, to be honest with you, in the proportionality of it. So we might go up and take the high again. I'm not sure. Let's look at the hidden. If there's hidden bull. Yeah, there's hidden bull. Well, not a lot of hidden bull, really. Actually, there's actually some hidden bear on the chart at the moment. Yeah, there's actually hidden, not quite on the 15, 10. Yeah, it's getting there. We'll see. There could be some hidden bear. Watch the 618 for potential move back down, or at least a little bit of a bounce, maybe 3-wave and then continuation up, or if this is going to reverse and continue down. Watch that in the immediate time frame. That's what I'd be watching, the 618 retrace zone. All right, guys. Let's get this party started. I'm going to try to keep my analysis more quick than I usually do, since I'm starting an hour late because of the football game. But yeah, let's get going. What's up, Josh? Grolo. I don't know how to say it. Good to see you, man. All right, let me show you the fractal. That's part of the title, just so I don't keep you waiting. So I'm not accused of clickbait. Not a clickbait artist by any means. Let's go to the 1 hour here. Let's get this. Right side of the screen is current price action. Left side of the screen is way back in July of last year. Okay, so way back in June, July of last year. What you'll see here, if you want to check your chart and see, get the bigger picture, this is a part of we hit 30,000 and then we had a large correction. Okay, and it began in much the same way as this correction is beginning. My cat is making some noise. Not sure what's going on. Hold on one second. I'm not sure why that cat's all of a sudden making that noise, but anyway, all right. So this is back in July. This is current price action on the right hand side, and what you'll notice is we had an expanded flat A, B, and C right there, and that was the wave 4, and it was followed by an ending diag 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You had a nice ending diag, so you had a nice 4, 5. Okay, you have that same thing going on here, guys. You really do. It's a good chance that that's a 3, that's a 3, that's a 5. Boom, there it is, and you got a nice ending diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so you got the same kind of fractal going on. Right here, as we had back in July. Now, what happened after that? Well, we got a nice move to the downside here, back to the lower section of this. We came back down to the lower side of the box here, what we call the box of consolidation. That's a chemo phrase. So we had a box of consolidation here, and we came down to the lower side of the box. What did we do? Rolled over twice, back up in 3 waves. Boom, back up three-wave fashion. Now what? Well, the next move was down, and basically what happened, if the fractal continues, we had a bit of some chop in here, but basically down was the direction. It was a downward trajectory, even though we had a period of consolidation within the area below the box. In other words, if the same fractal plays, if the fractal continues, okay, if that price action continues, it may not continue. It may just be a fractal that this part, and then we're heading up. That's possible. But if the fractal plays, I would expect here a move to the downside. Okay, so I'm expecting one more hit to the high, maybe, and then a move down, and then we consolidate in this range, boom, before a larger move to the downside, but the fractal is still pointing down. Okay, so there you go. See if I can get all that off my screen. So there's the fractal, that bearish fractal saying more down to come, but is it going to continue? That doesn't mean it's definitely going to continue, but it certainly could. Okay? All right, so with that said, let's pay attention. Let's be real clear here. Let's zoom in just a little bit and say, okay, what would this be if this fractal plays? How are we counting this? Well, we got three waves. We got a three-wave shape right here, guys. Here's the way I'm looking at it. We got an A wave. We got a leading diag with a potential triangle here, or just a running flat, followed by a 5-wave motive wave there. And here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If that's the case, we're not going to get another high. We won't get another high. This is just a corrective wave that will continue on down. Though there is a count. You can say, well, we could have a wave 4 like this maybe, or this could be the top of wave 3. This is wave 4, and then they give us a wave 5 like that. Depends on how you want to count it. So that's a possibility as well for that if we get another high. I'm kind of leaning now that I'm looking at it. I'm kind of leaning to the downside here, but you never know. Never know. What I want to watch for here is a break of this wave structure here. I want to watch for a break of that wave structure right there. Okay, I want to see that break. I do not want to see this high get broken if this is going to come down from here. Otherwise, if they break the high, then I'm still looking for rejection, and it could be more. It could be faster. It could be a stop hunt, and then a sharp move back down. That's the way the fractal played when it played, so that may be on the table. So those are some ideas to watch out for. I don't know which one's going to play. I don't know what the market makers and what the liquidity looks like on the charts behind the scenes, guys. But you guys have to realize that this market is moved by market makers and big boys with the banks, okay? So all and the market makers are banks, to be honest with you. And there's one market making company or entity. It's a bank, really. And it controls 60% of the market-making contracts of all of crypto. Okay, that means there's one market-making company, one market-making entity or bank, okay, that controls 60% of the liquidity in the market. That means they really control the market, which is super, super scary, guys. But you have to understand that this market is rigged. It is rigged, and you just understanding that, you can play this game as long as you know the game is rigged. Okay, you can play, and if you need to learn how to trade within a rigged market, then we'll be glad to show you in our Discord. That's what we're there for. Okay. It all boils down to, guys, risk management. It's not about knowing where the market is going. It's about understanding your own psychology, and it's about having proper and fundamental risk management that controls your psychology, that disciplines your trading so that you can make money in a rigged environment. Okay, tonight we're trying to figure out where the market makers and the big boys are taking price. We're trying to figure that out, and the wave structure points us there. The wave structure lets us know, gives us some clues as to which way price might be going, but it doesn't mean we're always right in our analysis and the way we're looking at waves and whatnot. And so at the end of the day, they can take the market whichever way they want to go. They're going to take the money where they can make them. They're going to take the market wherever they can make the most money, where the liquidity is, where retail traders like you and me are going to let go of our money. That's where they're going to take the market. Okay, so where are they going to where are you going to let go of your money? What does that mean? Liquidity. That means money flowing like water, right? That's liquid money. How are they going to get money instead of a rock solid in your hand? How are you going to say, okay, I freely give my money, and traders all over the world are giving their money to the market? How are they going to do that? Okay, how are they going to create that liquidity? Well, how does the chart, what does the chart have to look like for you to say, oh yeah, I'm going to buy right now? And what does the chart have to look like for you to say, no, I'm selling right now? Okay, letting go of your Bitcoin or buying Bitcoin, moving money, either way, getting you to move to buy or sell. What does the chart have to look like? Okay, so these algorithms, these high frequency computers that do all the trading for them are pre-programmed to take liquidity, to go to certain price structures, but to do it in such a way where they are taking the most money from traders along the way. Once you understand that, guys, and understand that that's the way the market is rigged against you, then you can begin to understand, okay, I can trade in this environment, but I've got to learn how to spot liquidity zones and understand the tactics of the market making algorithms so that you can trade in that market. Again, that's what my Discord's all about. We teach you, then we provide daily ideas and daily analysis for where the market's going so you can see the liquidity on real time. So please jump in to the Discord. How do you get in? You just go to the link in the description to my Patreon. Join the Patreon at any level you want to join, and then we'll get you right into the Discord tonight. Okay? All right. We will be live trading New York Open, and sometimes I trade London session. At 2 a.m. Eastern time, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in that time period. Just depends. I had a pretty good nap today watching football. I wasn't watching football. I tried to. I took a nap instead. So I'm doing good. By the way, guys, if you want a cool mug like this, you can go down to my merch channel, Bonfire. There's a link in the description as well. And you can get a Chill the Market Always Comes Back mug, or you can get my t-shirts. I got a bunch of t-shirts you can choose from, and you can support the channel that way as well. Appreciate you guys. All right, enough salesmanship. Now let's get to the regular meat of the bones. What are you guys saying here? You're not missing any pump right now, brother. You're not missing any pump. That's exactly the kind of mentality you got to overcome, man. You're not missing anything. The market goes up and the market goes down. Chill, man. The market always comes back, brother. The market always comes back. So you don't have to FOMO into a trade. You don't have to FOMO into bad positions. If you miss a position, you miss a position, but it's not going to go up forever. It will pull back, and usually it pulls back 60% of the move, which is usually a better position than you would get in if you FOMO'd in. So if you'll just be patient, money comes to those who wait. You're going to have to reword that question there, complacency. I'm not sure what you mean, but reword that so I can understand it, and then I'll answer that. But if you're talking about the sideways chop, 90% of the time the market is in sideways chop. And for us in our Discord, we love sideways chop, okay? We love sideways chop. Because that's when we can make real money. We're not looking for the big moves straight up and down. I mean, you rarely catch those. You learn how to make money in the sideways chop when the market, where the market spends 90% of its time. If you spend all your time trying to catch that move right there and that move and that move, you'll miss all the opportunities to make money in here. You can make more money in this little area than you can make in this area. And this area is hard to catch because they make it so you're not in it. They make it so that you're in the wrong direction. They will make it look like it's going one way and then take it the other way, and you'll be completely upside down in the trade if you try to chase those big moves a lot. What you need to learn is how to trade this area right here, how to trade this area right here, that area right there, trade this area right here. Okay, trade this area right here. You learn how to trade that, then you'll learn how to how to trade the you'll learn how to make money in this market. You trade both of those areas, the chop and the big moves, very much differently. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know if it looks like complacency or not, my man. I'm not sure where that is on the psychology market cycle. Yeah, I think I know the chart you're talking about. We'll look at it in just a moment. If we'll look at that in just a minute. All right, Seth or Chemo, if you do me a favor, would you pull up in the Discord for me a picture of that psychology market cycle picture? If one of y'all could do that and send it to me, I'll pull it up here. Send me a link to the image, and I'll pull it up. I don't want to search right now for it, but if y'all could do that, that'd bless my soul. Just send me a link to that image of the chart where it tells you how everybody's feeling on that chart, and we'll look at that for Jason. Okay. All right, so let's dive into some macro. Let's dive into some macro stuff here. Let's go to the 4-hour. Just kind of get a macro view here. There's just two things that could be happening. The first thing you need to notice here is that look, we broke. See this trend line right there? That's significant. Okay, we broke through that trend line on the wave 4, and then we made a higher high on a wave 5, and then we broke it again. That lets me know that we've reached a top. Okay, so I'm a big proponent here of the idea that this is a local top, that we are not going to go back and take that high out anytime soon, and I mean in the next month or two. We are not heading up here to take that top out. I would say I'm 90 to 95% confident that we are not going to go take the top out. Does that mean that I'm 100%? No. I mean, I think if the market wants to go hit that high, the market can go hit that high. But in all likelihood, guys, we have probably topped out. That's first. Okay. So that's a big deal. That's important. Let me show you the way impulses work. Okay, here, for instance, right now we have an impulse right here. Okay, so if you can draw that trend line right there. Okay, you can draw this trend line right here. Okay, that's an impulsive trend line. You'll notice that wave 4, boom, boom, boom. Okay, wave 4 broke that trend line out, and then it made another high. Okay. So there's 5. But this thing, that was what happened is that this was the wave 4 of the 3rd. Okay. So if we move that here like so, then you'll notice that wave 4 of the larger degree breaks out of that trend line, and wave 5 makes the higher high. And then we had to 3-wave down. Okay. We had to that was a double, by the way, that was a double zigzag. Or a double correction, I should say. All right, so that was a WXY. So that's the way impulses work. Let me show you a couple other examples here from an Elliott perspective, just to show you what I mean here. You can draw a trend line right here. Boom, right. Let me draw it better here. Right there, okay? But what you'll see here, you have wave 4 breakout. Okay, boom, and then a higher high made. Okay, now it broke out here, higher high made, boom. So that means we had this down move there. We ended up making a higher high. There was a larger degree wave we were dealing with. But that's the point. That's the point. That's the way markets move. Okay, that's the way impulses work. Okay. So looking at this, we have an impulse wave. Okay, we have an impulse wave. We can draw that trend line right there. We broke out in the 4th. We made a higher high. Now we're back down. Chances are, if we're gonna break this high, what's gonna happen is it's gonna flag out here for a while, go hit the high again, okay, and then reject, okay? So I don't know how big that structure is going to be. It doesn't have to be as big as I just drew it. But chances are, guys, as large as this wave is and as big as that is, I have a feeling, guys, that we're done, okay? We're done. That this is finished, that this is going to flag out sideways, hit the low, and then you got, at least you got 3 waves there. Then there's a chance we'll go back up for higher highs, or we're just going to 3-wave back to the upside and then continue down. Okay, so that's kind of where we are in the wave structure. That's what I'm looking for over a larger time frame. I'm looking for more downside. I believe that that's probably what is coming, though it is not 100%. I feel if I were to put some kind of something on it, I would say about 90%. I feel that way. Okay, so that's first thing. This is an impulse. It's got a finished count. I think it's done. I think this is finished. Now, what? Could I be wrong? Absolutely, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, what would it be? The highest likelihood, if I'm wrong, is that this is actually wave 4 right there. This whole thing is wave 4. Or this is the top of wave 3. So this is 1, 2, and this is the top of 3. And we're going to need to flag out here in a wave 4. It could go sideways here. And then we're going to go up and hit 5. So in other words, we could basically boom, boom. So we got boom, boom, boom like that, and then we go up and hit the high, and then we're done. Okay, so that's not a bad idea either. But what I don't think is that we're just gonna go and take the high now. Could that happen? Yes. If that happens, so if we go take the high now, which I'm not leaning towards that count, but I'm ready for that count, but I'm not leaning towards that count. Is that this would be ABC? Okay, that my interpretation of this ending diag was incorrect. That this is actually ABC. We're finished, and now we're getting ready to go up for 5 waves. We're looking for 5 waves to develop here, take the top out, and then maybe reject after that. That's also a nice count. I see that as a possibility as well. All right, looks like Chemo sent me the psychology thing. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Let me open it in my browser. Perfect. All right. So the question is, are we in complacency on the higher time frames? It's super possible. Yeah, I think that's a super possible idea. Absolutely. That's kind of where I think we are on the S&P and on the NASDAQ, though we've made higher highs. Okay, so we might be in euphoria mode still. It just depends on. But yeah, you can have a double top or even just a wave 5 that just breaks the top and then reverses. So that's real possibility as well. So yeah, no problem there. Yeah, complacency is possibility for sure. I kind of think we're in that area for sure. I am looking for a major dump coming personally, though I'm ready for higher highs. But I personally think that the charts are setting up for another major crash coming to a chart near you. All right, great question. Thanks for that. Thanks, Chemo, for sending that to me. Appreciate you, bro. All right. Okay, so anyways, with that said, that's kind of where we are on the higher time frames as far as the wave structure is concerned. We could look into the macro here, and we've talked about that last week. I did that last week, and so I think at the end of the day, go back and watch. I don't know. I don't want to spend a lot of time in the macro. Looking at the major wave counts here. I think it's better. It's just the medium term is plenty to trade for the next week or so. We can look back at the macro next week. But here's what's at stake this week, okay? What's at stake this week is it's the tale of 3 counts, okay? The tale of 3 counts. Either here's the bullish count. This is ABC and it's finished, and now we're looking for 5 waves to go to the top. Okay, there's count number 1. I'm not a fan, but that's possibility. Okay. Count number 2 is the fractal we talked about. We had ABC, then ending diag, the wave finished here, and we're in the middle of chop and going to go down. But the trajectory over the next couple of months is going to be sideways and down. Okay, so that's count number 2. All right. And then count number 3 is that we are in a larger time frame, wave 4 maybe, that's going to go sideways, maybe create a running correction, and then make another high. So we go sideways for a while instead of going straight up. That's the bullish count. This goes sideways, wave 4, go spike the high, hit 50, 55K, and then we reject off of that for our major dump later in March or April, something like that. So that's another possibility. We could just go sideways in this range for quite a while. So this is a tale of 3 counts. We got all kinds of time, guys. We're going to have another Sunday Night Charts next week, and you're going to find out that price hasn't moved a ton, at all. With this move here that broke this structure, I no longer feel we're going to go straight down to 32. I was looking at that as a possibility for a bullish move, where if they came kind of straight down, and I suppose they could come down to 32 yet. I no longer feel like that's likely anymore, but if they came down, I suppose that could be a much bigger and much more bullish count if they did that, but I don't think that's going to play. So the last 2 weeks of videos where my title was 32K incoming, with the way this wave just reacted this week, I'm not thinking that anymore as the most likely possibility. Though I am looking for 32K. I just think it's going to come down with more sideways action, and then we're going to come down to that level. And then maybe some more bullishness after that. We'll talk about the larger time frame ideas. So that gives you enough to trade this week, okay? So with that said, let's look at the small time frame here, guys. Look at the yeah, that was Kimosabi. He's my right-hand man. Him and Seth for sure. And you got lots of guys here in my Discord who I love and appreciate. So Kimo has been my Discord moderator for years now. He's faithful to join every one of them and moderate it for me. So again, thank you, brother. And thanks for your good question, Jason. Appreciate it. Okay, so with that said, let's just study this wave a little bit, okay, and see what it is. My best take is that we actually have a 5-wave move here, and we're getting a sorry, I'm reading the chat as I'm talking, so I just stopped my sentence. So yeah, Sean, 38K was definitely a target zone, but I thought we might get a bounce there, but just roll over and go hit 32. So anyway, yeah. So I'm kind of looking at we're on the precipice of this being a 3-wave. Okay, I really like that as an ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like it as done. I really like this. Potentially now as maybe an ABC, a nice big old flat, guys, a nice big old flat. And so here's an idea for you where you got boom, boom, boom. We'll come up and hit that, and then we come down. And then after that, we don't make a whole lot of price movement. We don't make a lot. We may take the high, but then we can come down. So I like that possibility there. I'd love to see this come on down nice and sharply over the next day or so. That would kind of fit with the fractal that we've been watching. It may or may not play, but we'll see if it does. And then back up here. We play around up here. I would expect this wave to 5-wave, 3-wave, stay in that range. And then boom, down we go. Something like that, right? So that's going to keep us for the next couple of weeks in this range between this high and this low. Just maybe hitting the low, maybe just hitting the high, and price action moving around in that range. All kinds of good trading coming up, guys. All kinds of good trading for sure. Okay, so that's the way I'm looking at the chart. That's my number one idea. Another possibility here, just to stay as balanced as possible, is that this right here, guys, is actually a 3-wave move. Okay, it's actually 3 waves. Maybe we're going to get some kind. This is an A wave. We get a B and a C, okay, and then we go down, okay. So there's another small time frame idea. Okay, what else could play here? This thing could come up here and make another high. And then I'd be looking at this as maybe a flat, running flat of some kind. That's the C. So there's A, we got 3 up and then 5 down. There's running flat. And then we go up and hit the high and then we come straight down. I like that count as well. That's not a bad little count right there. That keeps everybody confused as to where price is going. But we just kind of come up here in 5 waves, take the high and look for a reversal. And that would be a running flat wave 4. Okay? So that's not a bad little idea here. The only thing I don't like about that count is that the proportionality of wave 4 to wave 2 here. The proposed 2. There's the proposed wave structure right there. And just this thing's way out of proportion. I like this as wave 4 and this is wave 5 here. Okay? They're more in proportion. The proportionality is better there. So I kind of like that a little bit better. But, you know, we'll see how the wave develops here. Okay? All right. Let's take a peek at Ethereum, do a little work on Ethereum. Let's look at ADA, XRP as well. Then let's dive into the DXY, S&P, and the NASDAQ. Then I'll take a couple of requests, and then we'll call it a night here. That's the rest. So what I've tried to do is just give you a balanced overview, just warn you about market makers and warn you about the area of the chart that we're in. Expect some sideways chop over the next several weeks. Don't worry about it. You know, don't look for any long-term trades. If you need help learning how to trade this smaller time frame chop, please come on to the Discord. I got a huge area for just video after video of teaching, as well as 2 daily live streams and an awesome community of guys who offer their daily support and their daily ideas. So I would love to have you guys in the Discord. All right, with that said, let's look at Ethereum for a little, do a little work on Ethereum, see what's going on there. So let's look at the 3-day here. Now looking at Ethereum here, that's a tough chart right there. Let me tell you why this chart is challenging for me. Because the first thing you want to look at is you say, okay, I've got, if you're looking at ABC, you try to look for an ABC, A, B, and then where's the C wave? So there's no clear C. So I don't like this as an ABC. You say maybe it's a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The problem with the diagonal count is that the 3 is the shortest wave here. 1 is longer than 3 and 5 is longer than 3, so that can't be the count either. Can't have a leading diag there. So then, okay, what are you left to look at here? What else is there? It could be a W, X, Y, X, Z. That's a potential. That's not a horrible count. So we could say you got a W, X, Y, X, Z. That's not a bad count, okay? That's a corrective wave, all right? And it's just choppy. It kind of looks like it's impulsing, but it's not. So that's on the table, and that would be the bearish count, where we've sideways correction kind of gone up. But you notice we really haven't hit any price target. Ethereum really hasn't hit the price levels you expect it to go to. Okay, it hasn't hit the 50. It hasn't hit the 618. So this really has more of a bullish look to it than a bearish look, which is an argument for more upside to come. That doesn't mean it needs to go straight up now. It could come back down and then go back up. But I guess my point is that hey, listen, this is saying, hey, there's more up to come down the road. How are we going to get up there? Okay, so let's put that back on there. Remove that. So what else could be happening here? Well, for you bull boys out there, here's your bull count. Okay, this is a 1 and a 2. That's a 1, 2, and now we're making a third 1. We're gonna get another 2, and then we're going to the moon. Ethereum is getting ready to go to the moon, but we have this correction to get through first because we got an impulse wave here. We need a 3-wave correction, and once that's done, moon time is where we're going. So that's a real bullish count right there, which takes us up in a diagonal formation here. We got 3. Let's go. We got 3, 3, 3, 3, and going up in 3 now. Oh, actually, that would be that would actually that count would actually be 5. So actually we could call that 5 3 5 3 5. Yeah, it would be a leading diag. Once that play, I mean that takes us up to $6,000-7,000, guys, as a expanding diag. Okay, which is something I spent some time talking about. That's the bullish count for Bitcoin, guys. That we're an expanding diag, and we are going to 100K in this wave. Okay, so we'll talk about that. We've got time to talk about that. We've got time. Okay, but yeah, that's the bullish count there as the expanding diag. This is going to go up, and this is head. So Ethereum, I mean, that's a really good count. Okay, that explains this wave structure here. Okay, which is going to eventually, once this pulls back again, it's going to eventually take us up. Okay, so there it is. There's your bull. For you bull boys out there, there it is. Now, I don't have any skin in this game, and I don't have any reason to be a bull boy or a bear boy. I trade whichever way the market is going at the time, so I don't care which way it goes. But for those of you with some long-term investments, you know, on the next pullback here, if we get a pullback to here, a nice three-wave shape here, okay, I would be looking for a long here. Now, if we come down and take this low out, it's off the table. Okay, that long is to the upside, off the table. Don't like it. Not going to like it. So here's what you're going to want to think about for Ethereum. If that trend line gets broken substantially and closes below it, I'm not going to like that diagonal that we talked about. Now, listen, can we come down and wick it and come back in? Yeah, we totally could on the 3-day chart. So we're not just looking for... Now, you need to sit up and listen when that breaks. But look, if it breaks back... Excuse me. If it breaks back in, you know, we're going to have to say... We're going to have to look bullishly at this wave, okay? You don't have to FOMO in, guys. You're going to have time. It's not going to get up here in one day. This is going to take weeks and weeks and weeks for price to start moving up here. And we'll be able to follow that wave structure as it develops. But you're going to want to consider this trend line right down here as a potential buy zone. As long as that trend line gets what do you call it? Respected. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. Then we're looking for a potential buy. Okay. If you get a 3-wave shape here, guys. All right. If you get a 3-wave shape, a break back above that 3-wave line right there, that trend line right there, that's going to be a buy signal. Okay, guys, you're looking for a buy, and you know, and maybe holding that for a little while. Okay, so that's kind of where I am on Ethereum. So I really the best count that makes sense of this is either a WXYXZ, which I'm not a giant fan of, but it's not so bad, or this is a 1 2 1 2 1, and then we're in the middle of another 2. Okay. And looking for more down. Looking for the 3-day to reset here, down here with hidden bull. Okay. I want to see some hidden bull developing and a break back to the upside. So I think we're in this correction here, likely. So we're going to be chopping around for a little while. Another low to make. Okay. We got a nice wave 4, wave 5 look. So we got a nice 1 2 3 4 5 look to it. Let's get a 3-wave pullback and continue on. That's the way it looks, okay? Otherwise, if this thing breaks our structure down here, okay, look for a larger correction here. Okay, and we're not going straight up bullishly. We're actually going to be going sideways for a real long time. We might have another bullish move later on this year or next year, and then down for a multi-year bear market. We'll have time to analyze that as time goes by, but here's where I am on the daily here. You see the hidden bull divergence developing here. I don't think this wave is finished to the downside, okay? I don't think it's finished. What I'm looking for is a pullback here and then a continuation down. So I'm looking for this to pull back, continue down, and I want to see 3 waves I can understand, okay? Kind of like this or kind of like that, okay? 3 waves I can understand, resetting the RSI bullishly, and then another high. We'll look for a long. That's when we get real bullish. If this is the shape we get over time. This is going to take months to develop.
February, March. That whole big, so we got time, guys. We can reanalyze it next week. But that's where I think we are. I think that's what Ethereum is screaming at me as far as wave structure is concerned. So, bottom line is Ethereum is kind of saying, hey, there's a good chance we spend some time in this area as well. Okay? Now, here's another thing to watch out for. If this thing rolls over this week, if we roll over this week and come and make a lower low, take out this area, I get more bearish more quickly. Okay? So if this thing comes down and makes a significantly lower low, I get a little bit more bearish in my outlook. Okay? Now, looking at the 4-hour on Ethereum, here's what we could have here. We got a 3-wave pullback. This thing could totally come down, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? 3-wave pullback. See, that's what I'm saying. If we come down now, we got a 3-wave pullback, and then a continuation down. I'd be looking for it boom, 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 like that. Okay? However, if this thing starts working its way up from here, from this area, okay, without hitting this low again, then this is confirmed as a 3-wave shape. I'd be looking for 3 waves, another 3-wave, and then continuation up. I get bullish on that kind of structure. I get more bearish in my sentiment if we get a lower low now, because then all of a sudden this looks like an impulse wave. Okay? Now there's one slight variation to that, and that's this. Okay, this is an outlier count, not a big fan. That could be A, that could be B, this could be C. What that would be, if that's an ABC and I still get bullish, is just a break of this low and then a fast rejection back. It's got to be a quick rejection, okay? V-shape back to the upside, okay? Then I'd be looking for higher highs from there. Or I would be looking for a 3-wave shape and then another 3-wave down, okay? And still looking for 3 waves. And again, this takes us through March and April. So I got a bunch of counts here. Even if we break this low, I don't see us going in the next week or two up to make higher highs. I just don't see it. Could we do it? Absolutely. If we do, then I'd have to revisit my overall projection for this wave. I'd have to look much more bullish or reevaluate the way I'm interpreting this area of the chart. I'd have to reevaluate it and say, you know what, there's an outlier count that I missed or didn't focus in on enough. So, anyway, that's kind of the way I'm looking at that. So I got a bunch of counts here that still, for the next several weeks, keeps us oscillating in this range for a while here correctively. All right, so that's what Ethereum is saying, which jives with my overall Bitcoin analysis. So I've got another crypto kind of saying the same thing. So I feel like my projection for the next week or 2 or 3 or a month is sideways in this range. We could go take the low out and then come back up. But that's kind of the way I'm thinking about the wave structure here, guys. That we're not going to the dumps in the next week, and we're not going to the moon in the next week. We're going to hit lows and hit highs. We're going to have pumps and dumps, but we're going to be in a range for a while. Okay? That's where I am. That's my overall analysis. That's where my conclusions are taking me for now. Okay? So that kind of gives us till next week not to freak out, not to FOMO, not to worry, but to realize that we have a range that we get to trade in here, that we don't have to worry about price going one way or another. We can kind of get level-headed and say, okay, we're going to be in a range for a while, look for those trade setups and make money within that environment, not looking for anything to move and to take profit on swing trades as far as spot trades for quite a while, okay? Just need to be in the right direction, okay? I hope that's helping you guys stay even keel. Let me know in the comments if that's helping you. All right. You guys are just listening and not a whole lot of commenting going on. Let's keep rocking. Let's look at the ADA for a moment here and see what that wave structure. Now, the way I'm looking at ADA is that we have indeed topped. This was the top of something, okay? If you'll notice the way ADA likes to top here, or the way ADA has topped here, I mean, it's really, really retraced a good significant portion of this impulse wave, okay? And we have a wave 4, 5 shape, okay? We have the wave 4, wave 5 shape up here. We got a nice 1, 2, 1, 2 to the downside, or we have a leading diag working, okay? Christian, I made that case earlier for sure. We do have a top formation, everybody knows that. I think there's a good chance we topped on a local top for sure. Let me look here on the small time frame here, guys, just for a moment. I want to see if there's a trade developing here. Not quite there yet. Okay, we'll get there. All right. Let's see what's going on here in this wave. How do you interpret this? This is hard interpretation here, but this is ultimately trending down. Okay, we have broken with this wave. We've broken a little bit of the RSI momentum on the 6 hour. 12 hours breaking a little bit, but there's a chance that this trend line of the RSI is kind of letting us know, hey, I mean, it's breaking, but it's broken, but it could still make a lower low. This structure right here, still very three-wave-ish here. We still have a very three-wave-ish shape here. Well, it could keep coming up. Okay, it could kind of keep coming up. But I'd be looking for a pullback and then continuation. So it's still going to be a pullback. I don't see us going to the moon from ADA here straight up, okay? But, we are making, higher lows and higher highs on those candles. So everything's looking good, kind of bullish for now. But we have kind of corrective shape here. But it's still in the beginning stages. You got kind of a 1-2, and then now we're working on. So this could work its way up for sure, no doubt about it. And then ultimately, what would you have here? You'd have some kind of a boom, 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 boom. That's where I kind of think, hey, we need a boom, 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 right? So we're gonna go sideways in here and then boom. So this needs to kind of. What I'm guessing here is that this needs to kind of be in here for a while and then roll over. Let's play around for the next several weeks here, and then we roll over for the last wave, and then you got a three-wave shape on the macro. Then we might be ready for some more highs or something like that. But this doesn't look finished to me. Okay, that doesn't mean it can't go up here for a little while. It just means that for now it's not looking very finished. Okay. So ADA is kind of right now. The analysis is still kind of pointing, hey, we're more than likely going to be ranging here for a while. Now, what else could happen here? Well, I suppose this thing could come up just a little bit more here, take the high, and then roll over, make a lower low. Okay, I like that too. That would give it kind of a finished look. Then I would expect a three-wave to the upside. So that also keeps us in this range for a while as well. So anyway, that analysis, we could come take the low and then kind of stay in this range for a while. So watch out for this low to get taken. We find support here on this, wave 4 of a previous degree maybe, and then more up after that. But it'll be up correctively, I would guess. But at the end of the day, we got a topish formation here. This is trending to the downside, even though in the short time frame we got kind of maybe some sideways and up for the short time frame. But it's hard to say. This wave structure is not super clear. I can see up and down here. So ADA is not telling me a whole lot other than, hey, it's kind of confirming that we're going to be in a range for a bit. We're not going to the hell. We're not going to the moon. We're not going to the crypto abyss. We're not going to the moon. We're going to be in a range for at least till next week, and so we can revisit next week in Sunday night charts. With that said, I don't mean I'm not going to be trading. I'm going to be trading the mess out of these waves. I love this area, and we're going to be taking trades that we like. Okay. All right, let's look at XRP. What's the XRP wave structure telling me? You'll notice that the XRP wave structure is saying up. We have broken structure to the upside, okay? We have what looks like a 1-2 and a 1-2. This might be working its way up for another wave, okay? So XRP is kind of pointing to the upside a little bit here, especially if this breaks structure. Now, it hasn't broken structure yet. To the upside yet. So in other words, we might still be in a downtrend. Even though we just got this little upward, this could roll over and keep going down. Okay, and that would be a 3-wave move. And this come down for another wave. Then we might come back up. So this could come down, revisit this low, come back up. It could take this low out and then come back up. There's any number of things that can happen there. If it does come down and take that low out, then I like this as a nice wave 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that would be a nice wave 5 on hand. So that looks pretty good. Okay, that looks possible there. So XRP on the 30-minute time frames kind of maybe pointing down, pointing up. We'll have to see if this breaks structure to the upside or not over the next little bit. Let's look at the small time frame, see what the small time frame is telling us. As if 30 minutes isn't a small time frame, it certainly is. What do we got here? We got 3 down, 3 up, maybe 5 down. So if this is a boom, 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 then we're looking for this to come on up and make higher highs. Okay, that doesn't mean we can't get a pullback and then up. Remember, waves go up and down, but we could be heading up. If I've interpreted this wave incorrectly, and this was maybe an ending diag of some kind that barely broke the top with a truncated wave, then we got a 1-2 in our hands, and then we're going down from here. Another possibility here, for a bearish construction, is this could be boom, boom, boom. You could be getting boom, 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 and then boom, boom, boom. 3 waves, double correction with a little dinky X in the middle, WXY. Okay, and then we'd be looking for another upwave 3, 3, 5, something like that. So, anyway, the point is that XRP is saying, hey, we're going to be in this range over the next several days. We're going to be staying here unless this starts working its way down. It's not clear. It's not clear, but this looks 3-wave-ish right now. So that's telling me this is looking 3-wave-ish too. So we could go down in 3 waves, or this could pull. Oh, come on. This could pull back in a small 3 waves and give me a higher high. So that could be a 3, and then I get another 3, or we could pull back and continue trending to the upside. So you got to be ready for that. So if this begins developing like that, I'd look at this as a 1-2, 1-2 with a higher. I get more bullish then. However, if this low gets broken, I'm more bearish for a little bit, back down to these levels here. Maybe even breaking this level for a maybe some kind of a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and it's rolling over. So that's a possibility as well. So XRP not telling us a whole lot, but still kind of confirming maybe we're in that range for a bit. But I'm starting to see between ADA and XRP a potential for that low to get hit. But the question of the day is that 3 waves finished, or is this a pullback that's going to take us up bullishly? So that's kind of where we are. Boom, this way. We're at a moment of truth here. Let's see what happens. I can't tell you. All right. So there, I've looked at just kind of the charts I like to look at just to get a broad crypto analysis. XRP, ADA, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. That gives us a bit of a look at all the charts. All of those charts kind of represent the possibilities, broad stroking the entire market. Chances are one of your altcoin charts looks like one of those charts that I just went over. Whichever chart whichever chart that I just went over looks like your chart, most closely resembles the wave structure, use that analysis. It's going to be the same analysis for that. So I'm not going to take any requests for any altcoins tonight because I want to keep things going. But it will take stock questions. Any stocks you want me to look at on the in the traditional markets, be glad to do that. Anything in the Forex, be glad to do that as well. Okay. So with that said, let's finish the live stream tonight with some DXY analysis and NASDAQ, S&P, and stock analysis, and any questions you might have for crypto. But that's kind of, I've given you the broad strokes of what I would expect and watch out for in the larger grand scheme here. Okay. DXY, here we go. Let's zoom out to the weekly chart and just try to understand what is this weekly structure, what's happening here, okay? So what's going on here? Well, starting here, you'll from here way back in 85, we had an impulse down, okay? We had this three-wave move back up, and we had another impulse to the downside. And now what's happening is we got another wave like this, correctively going back up. Okay? We're retesting this high, and the question is, are we going to go up and break it or not? That's the question of the weekly chart. I don't have the answer to that, okay? What I can say is that this is looking 5-wave-ish. Okay, so this kind of looks like it's a 5-wave structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In which case, we would expect to see a period of correction, 3 waves, if it's going to continue going up. Okay? All right, so that's the way I'm currently looking at that. Another possibility here is that this was 3 waves right there. Now let's try that again. Yeah, 3 waves to here. Now this is 3 waves like that. I'm not a fan of that count because of this wave right here. I like the 5, 3, 5 with a running correction. And the only problem here is that we got an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That could be a flat. Five, 3. Yeah, trying to apply Elliott here sucks. The reason it sucks is because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there, which tells me 3, 3, 5. There's a flat right there. I'm kind of constrained to call that a flat. So what would that be? What would that make this wave? That's too big. It's too big. Five, 3. Struggling here, guys, and the reason I'm struggling is because we got some waves that don't follow Elliott very well, so I'm not sure I can apply Elliott to the larger time frame of this wave. I had some ideas, so I mean overall, if I ignore some Elliott rules, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I mean I kind of like that. I don't like this wave right here. I don't like it, but that could be a zigzag with a truncated C. That's the only way I can deal with that. That's the best way to deal with it. We got a truncated C wave. ABC. It's a truncated C. And it's a zigzag. That works. It works. So now what do we have here? We've got, let's zoom in just a little bit. I kind of like this count here. 1, 2, 3. We got a triangle 4 and a 5. A, B, C, D, E. Boom. You got a triangle 5. Wait, boom. And now what are we getting here? Well, this is impulse. 3 waves. So we get 3 waves, something like that, where we stay in a range for the next little bit here. 3 waves back, and then I'd look for more down. That's my best guess here. We're going to be in this range for a bit. But right now, in the small time frame, best guess here. This is either making a larger impulse wave, or we've just finished an impulse and now we're getting ready to come down for a correction. A, B, C, boom, then we go up again. So we're in an uptrend, but it could be corrective 3 waves, or it could be part of a larger 5-wave move. Okay. Looking at the S&P. Let's look at NASDAQ first. NASDAQ is beautiful. From down here, I've got a nice 5-wave shape. Then I have a beautiful 5-wave shape here. It's looking toppy to me, guys. I mean, I on the daily, it's looking toppy. I'm looking for a break of the structure right here on the NASDAQ. Right here. Looking for a break to the downside over the next several weeks. Okay? Something down. If we go up and make a higher high, then we're going to have to recount this wave. But this is looking like a nice 4th and a 5. Broke the top. Let's go. Could be part of a larger A, B, C. Or this is a 4, and that's a 5. And then we're going down for A wave. But I'm looking for a dump coming to the markets soon. To me, this is looking very, very toppy. Looking at the daily chart. Oh, that's AMD, sorry. Looking at the daily chart, you see the divergence here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me one more hit to the high. One more hit to the high. Let's finish this. Boom. Boom. Actually, boom, make divergence and then continue down. So over the next week, looking for another high to get hit and then a rejection. Another high and a rejection. Let's see what happens. This is profit taking time, guys, in my opinion, on the NASDAQ. I think DXY is trending to the upside. Okay. Doesn't mean we can't correct here and then go up. But here, over the next week or two, down, maybe. S&P and NASDAQ find a top. Then DXY starts pumping. In other words, people are taking profit and moving into the dollar. They're selling off. Dollars is increasing. DXY increases as traditional markets start dumping. Dollar goes up. inversely correlated. Why? Because people are moving into the dollar. Okay. Now, the question is, if they move out from the dollar to gold or silver, if silver and gold start pumping while S&P and NASDAQ start dumping, that lets you know we're in a major crash cycle. Okay. So if gold and silver start pumping, we're in a major crash cycle. That people are moving into assets that are risk off. Okay, they're moving into risk off assets, and which is the dollar, gold, or silver. But if they're moving into, instead of the dollar, if gold and silver go up, then that letting you know people don't believe in the dollar either, and the dollar is imminently crashing. I think that's going to be a signal for the markets to be done. Okay. All right, that's kind of my take. I'll look at your requests here, and then we'll finish up the live stream here. Christian Vasquez, thanks, buddy. Nicola Macro for the Moon Boys. Nicola. Okay, let me. And thank you. Appreciate the super chat, my brother. Appreciate it. Thank you. Jason, wave 2 cannot retrace beyond the origin of wave 1. You can have a B wave retrace that. Okay, is Nicola, is that a stock? Let me hear from you. Yeah, it looks like a stock in the NASDAQ. For the Moon Boys. So, yeah, I mean, so looking at the 3-day chart, I mean, where is it going to go? I mean, it's what a crap coin does, right? So it finds a bottom. I mean, how could it get? I mean, it's at 70 cents from $100 or 90 some dollars. So it's almost as close to zero. Either this thing is going to die, or it's about to start pumping. I mean, it's what a crap coin does. So are we gonna pop up, boom, and then start pumping up again? You know, I mean that's where you are. That's where you are. Either this thing's dead, but if the fundamentals are good with the company, if the fundamentals are good, then you start getting this break of structure here. That doesn't mean a buy. But if it starts rounding up, that's a good buy zone for a spike. And if we break this, I mean, if this spikes, three-way pullback continuation, right? So that's what you want to see. You want to see a spike, pullback, and continuation. So you got all kinds of time. I mean, this bottom area could take a year to play. I don't think it's going to go straight up, but I guess it could. And if so, this is the buy zones. I mean, listen, this is the area where you can invest your money. You can wait for this break to the upside and invest your money and see what happens, because it could be dead. So you got to do your diligent research. Is this company about on the throes of bankruptcy? Is it about to die? Is it if the S&P and the NASDAQ crash? You know, is this company going to go with it? Might be on the precipice of death, so be careful here. I would caution about any long-term buys right here. It could be a good buy zone. I mean, we're almost to zero, so either it's going to spike and go up, or it's dead, and it's done. But this could be the reaccumulation area right here, so expect, over the next... See, this could take years to develop, right? I mean, there's 2 years of price action right there. If you get a leading diag here. You got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, but the problem is you don't have a you don't have a three-way pullback. It's not good. I mean, this right here doesn't look good as a three-wave. 1, 2, 3. I would say if you get another low and then a V-shaped recovery. Yeah, I don't know, man. I would wait. I wouldn't be putting money in this thing right now. I would wait for some kind of structure to be developed to the upside. There's always time to make money, but you know, you throw $1,000 to that, you got a real chance of this going to zero. That's trading advice for you. Not financial advice, but this is dangerous right now. It's not ready for a buy. You're gambling 50-50 at this moment. If you buy right now, it's gambling, it's not trading. So be careful, okay? My warning to you. Anything else I can look at for you guys as far as stocks are concerned? All right, let's look at the gold chart. Yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm personally super bullish on gold. I've been bullish for a while. I see this as a 1-2, and now we're getting another 1-2. I'm bullish. Of course, this thing could do something like this, right? But overall, man, I think we're going up. I think we're very bullish right now. I'm bullish on gold and silver, both of them. I got a 3-wave shape pullback. Let's go. I got a nice one. I got a 5-wave shape here, pullback. I got another impulse wave. Let's go. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla finally made a move. There it is. Yeah, I've been bearish on Tesla for a bit, but it could be 335 or 333. So this could be, you know, but I am bearish. I've been bearish on Tesla for a while, saying, hey, we got a 5-wave impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, looking for this to become 3 waves back down to here and then continuation. So I think we're in a multi-year bear market for Tesla, and then we're looking for bullishness. Okay, so that's the way I'm looking at Tesla right now. Personally, very bearish on that, but we could be corrective here. So for the next couple of years, for the next year or so of price action, we could be down and then back up for a little bit and then crash again. So hard to say. This could also, if the market really crashes, it could just keep coming down, find a bottom, and then go up faster. So we could be going down faster than I think. So it could become, this could be a 1-2, yeah. Well, I mean, this is a WX looking for a Y. So I wouldn't mind seeing this come down here, back up, and then down again. Something like that. Not to zero, of course. Take that low out and then maybe up. Or it goes up correctively and then down. Either way. Pretty bearish. This is a bearish. This is very bearish. That's an ABC. That's confirmed. It's been confirmed for a bit now. So, yeah, Tesla's. I see a pullback potential for sure. So many shapes that can be made here. But ultimately, over the next couple of years, bearish, you'll have a buy opportunity in a year or two. And then up you go. If you can short, that's another story. Day trading this, it's a different story. Okay, guys, enjoyed being with you. I hope you guys had a good time. Thanks for joining me tonight, even having a late night. You guys are amazing. Thanks for all the likes and the love that you've given. Thanks for the super chat, Christian. Appreciate you, bud. Y'all have a fantastic evening. Thanks, Kimosabi. Thank you, Seth. Love you guys. Good to see y'all. And behave yourselves. Take it easy.